Welcome to another episode of Liberty Lake Wildlife. I know every time I do these videos I talk about the surprises that the trail cam provides, but this episode has a very special and unusual happening at the end, so please be patient and watch the whole thing. Every year I image bear cubs in the area where the camera is, and I've finally figured out that it must be some kind of a bear nursery. Several years back, I actually walked up toward the camera and a cub ran toward me about 20 feet away. And then the mother got up right behind it in the brush and just looked at me and started walking up the hill. Yeah, I felt pretty scared there for a second, but it's almost as if the mother was looking at me like, oh, there's that trail camera guy. At any rate, I'm pretty sure the cub was nursing there, and when I came up the hill, it kind of got them upset, and that's why the cub ran out toward me. But anyway, there are just a lot of bears in the area where I keep the trail camera, and this year is no exception. These cubs that you see here are very, very young, and it's also interesting to note that one is black and the other one is cinnamon colored. I always thought that the coloration would be the same among the cubs, but obviously not based on these two. But anyway, they sure are fun to watch as they frolic and wrestle with each other. Mother is never very far away. If you look at these videos here, she's lying in the brush just up the hill. So if you do run into cubs, make sure you back off immediately because mother's not going to be very far away. At this time of year, it's also wise to be very noisy in the woods. Stamp your feet, because that's one of the best ways to let animals around you know that there's a human around. That stamping of the feet causes a vibration in the ground, and that vibration will travel a long way. There you see the mother coming out from her resting spot in the brush. She's quite large, and she looks very healthy. All the animals in the Liberty Lake Park seem to be very healthy, including the cougar that comes by occasionally. He hasn't been around in the last 2 weeks, but if you noticed in the opening scene, the bobcat was cruising through the area, so he is still making his presence up there in the park. The mother is right in the center of this frame, and you can see she's a little bit up the hill where she can keep an eye on everything. Meanwhile, the cubs are just running around, acting like cubs. They sure have a lot of energy. When I saw these clips on the camera, when I was up on the mountain unloading the camera, I immediately started to make noise just to let them know that I was in the area. They probably already knew though. There you can see the different coloration between the cinnamon and the black cub. They're really having fun. Well, before we get to the special surprise at the end, we've got a moose that comes through. And I mentioned that all the animals in the park are very healthy. One of the dangers to moose, though, is ornamental plants that people plant around their homes. We've had 2 moose die this spring up there. One was a cow moose, and the other was a calf that was just found recently. And from all indications, they ate some ornamental plants down by the lake and then succumbed up in the woods. Japanese yew and chokecherry are toxic to moose, so please check your plants around your house. And if you have anything like that, either fence them off or remove them, because if moose do eat those, they end up dying from the chemicals that are created when they eat those plants. And here's the big surprise: river otter overlanding. This is the last thing I ever expected to see on the trail camera. I don't know where they came from. You know, here they are 900 feet in elevation above the lake. But it's obvious that they are headed downhill toward Liberty Lake. So if you live on the lake or spend time around the lake, you might be keeping your eyes open for these this large river otter family that cruise through. All right, that's a wrap for this month. All the best and happy hiking.